This is the official Streetcar Mafia YouTube channel. I'm William.
And I'm LB.
This is my piece of shit car.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 1975 Chevrolet Nova, and we're going to do a profile video for all the pieces of shits that we got, and this is the first shit in the line.
And we're going to educate you a little bit about the Nova.
Well, I first bought it in April of 2016. It's a 1975 Chevrolet Nova from the factory. It had an inline six with a 3 on the tree. By the time I got it, some old dude in Pennsylvania, it had a good wrench crate motor in it and a 4 on the floor, and it wasn't very fast. That's all I can really say.
Fair enough. What was the first modification that came with the Nova?
Well, first ever burnout I ever did in any vehicle. It didn't really go too well. I did the burnout, peeled some wheels, thought it was badass, and then probably about 10 minutes later, my clutch wouldn't work. So one of the springs had popped out, and I replaced it with a McLeod street strip clutch.
Fair enough. How long was it until you put in the first motor?
It's probably about 4 months.
Short period of time.
Yeah, the motor wasn't enough, so I went ahead and got a new block. I wanted a 383, so I got a preset block. Threw some just cast steel pistons in it, nothing crazy, no crazy compression. My dad had some heads sitting around in a shed, took them to a shop, got them cleaned up, threw them on, and there it was.
Cool. And obviously, I know a little bit of history about the Nova. You had a lot of fun taking that to the track.
Yeah, I mean, it was more problems than it was fun, but I definitely liked how it went. I mean, it never really ran right. I knew I always wanted a blower on it, so I built the first motor set up for a blower, but couldn't afford it. So it never really ran right, and then, you know, it wouldn't launch right. I had all these problems. So I decided to throw a 200 shot of nitrous on it.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then, not too long after all of your lovely repairs at the track, you finally had an engine mishap.
Yeah. You know, I had a whole bunch of issues at the track. You know, I replaced pretty much all the drivetrain, and then I was going to a car show. I was leaving the car show. My buddy was driving next to me, you know, in an engine squad from our local fire department, and I was hauling ass past him. I was about 6,500 RPM, about to slam it in the second gear, and she let go on me.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
So then, of course, after that, you're not just going to leave it. You build a new motor.
Yeah, I like the 383. I didn't want to go big block because it would have been too much money for the parts. You know, I had some parts I saved, so I stuck with the small block, stuck with the 383, and basically I just put 4340 forged steel internals. I put aluminum forged pistons, H-beam rods, all that fun shit, just so I knew it would last.
Yeah. And then after we built that motor, you had a ton of fun with it. You then got a blower, which is right there. Yeah,
the motor still never really ran right, but you know, I just dropped a bunch of money on the new motor. I couldn't afford the blower, and luckily I got a company-funded YN 671, and I was working a second job, so I had some extra money. You know, threw the carburetors on it, all the other stuff I needed to button it up, and I let it rip.
And by letting her rip means you took it to the track, right?
I did take it to the track, yeah. We ran 2.5 passes, I would say. Both passes were the fastest passes the car had ever made. You know, the first one was a 12.5 at like 114. Just, I hadn't been in the track in 2 years. I just did a soft launch, short shifted the gears, just wanted to make sure the car would go A to B. On the second pass, I gave her a little bit more beans, launched it a little bit harder, ran the gears out a little bit longer, and got an 11.6 at 120.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the third pass, as you would probably say, went and ended with a bang.
It started real well and ended real bad.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad had went to the track with us in his S10, which, we'll have a video on in the future. And we were lined up against each other. He whooped my ass on the tree, slapped the nitrous on his truck. I was booking it, he was booking it. He slammed it in second and his motor let go.
It was a very, what would you say, entertaining but then depressing moment.
Yeah, the crazy part is we both hopped out at the end of the track, and he was just happy to build the next motor, and then I hooked up with a strap to my Nova and pulled his truck back with the Nova back to the pits.
It was a very, very fun adventure.
Yeah.
So, back to the Nova, what would you say your future goals would be with the Nova?
Well, I know my limiting factor with the motor right now is the block. My dad's block gave out, my old block gave out, so I'm going to get a Dart small block, something that's a little bit stronger, a little better. I'm still going to stick with the 383 because that's what I have internally. I'm just going to tear it all apart, put the motor back together with a better block. And I was having some fuel pump issues, so I need to throw a new fuel pump on it, and hopefully that'll fix that. But hopefully next year I'll make it back to the track.
And you'll be there to see it all.
Hell yeah. So that's my blown 75 Nova.
And our focus for the channel is going to be wrapped around 3 different subjects. It's going to be each of our car profiles, basically the life, and to go through with us as we work on them and as they progress.
Yeah, and we're also going to do some giveaways. Basically, the viewers will just submit videos of them doing stupid shit, and we're going to go through them, pick out the stupidest shit out of all the stupid shit, and then we're going to send you some Streetcar Mafia merch.
And on top of that is going to be the everyday bowl that we do, working on all of our pieces of shit.
Yep. And we'll just keep you up. We do stupid shit every day. We finally figured we'll start showing everybody how stupid we are.
Yep.
All right, go buy some shit at Streetcar Mafia.